Stu.
She's just gone home for a minute, but she's
and I'd like to thank Vincent for looking after me on my stag night. I'm not letting anyone wrap me up in toilet paper, cover me in shaving gel, and leave hotel furniture all over me. Thank you, Vincent. I nearly missed my seat. I caught you with one cheek.
How am I going to follow that? Bloody hell.
2 cheeks.
No.
Later on. Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury. I'd like to start with thanks from Kieran Caz, who happens to be sitting in the far corner, for keeping his hand off the bridesmaids for as long as he has.
Yeah. Well done, mate.
He's handcuffed, he is. But you must admit, the bridesmaids look absolutely stunning, and I think that deserves a round of applause on its own. Now, for those who haven't been best men before, there's a certain amount of duties you get given. First of all, it's help the groom to get dressed. Now, this may look easy, but it ain't. But I'm sorry, but by now he should know how to dress himself. Ensure the groom goes to the toilet. Now, I know I'm his brother, but we're not actually that close.
No, you help me. I needed more than 2 hands.
Nappy friends. Including ensuring he washed his face, brushed his teeth, tied his shoes and done up his fly. He's done a fly? I can't find it. Now, by now, I'm actually thinking, should my mother be the best man? Now, you must admit, this is the first time I've ever wore a skirt. Sorry, a kilt.
Yeah, get it right.
Thank you.
Get it right.
Now, I know Stu's wore it many a time.
No, skirt.
That was a skirt.
Now, mainly chasing sheep over with Denby moors. Because sheep have now got the use to the sound of a zip. But I think probably more the fact that he's actually getting used to wearing the skirt, because from now on, Carol will be wearing the trousers. It goes on. I must admit, I was shocked when Stu phoned me out the blue, so he got engaged. All the things that go through a brother's mind, you know, like one-way tickets to Thailand, mail all the brides, gay monthly connections, you know, that kind of thing. But I must admit, when I heard it was Carol, I was absolutely filled with joy and happiness. Now, being the best man gives me a license to abuse my own brother. Done it. But as Carol's a close friend, so I think it'd be unfair to leave her out of this one.
Thank you.
You see, Carol is not without fault either. As a matter of fact, her shopping has caused actual kind of problems in the past. Hence why they actually bought a 3-bedroom house, which is actually now known as a 1-bedroom house with 2 walk-in wardrobes. Now, although she lost her credit cards to a thief, because her spending had been cut by half, nobody reported it. Now, asking Stu earlier at the bar, I said, what do you want out of your marriage? He said, well, I just want love and happiness. And I asked Carol the same question. She said, I want a wardrobe and a bigger holiday. So Carol said, look, it's me best that it's the big day. I'll only ever do this once or twice, possibly 3 times, but here's a couple of rules to go with, and I'm sorry to read these out. Don't get drunk. Don't get Stu drunk. Sorry, mate. Don't make fun of Stu's manhood.
No, don't. Serious.
No, the right-hand side of the room earlier, I think we already know that. Try and keep your clothes on on, it's not fair on me and the rest of the girls in here. Yeah. Thanks, Caz. There's not much chance of this actually happening. No, there's 3 loves in Stu's life. Football, beer, and of course, Carol. Forgive me if I've got that in the wrong order. It might actually be beer, football, I think. Only joking, Caz. It's definitely football first, then you, then the beer. A couple of tips from the audience from earlier about marriage. I think some of you are married. Remember, marriage is a word, not a sentence. You get less for murder. There are 3 rings with a wedding ring. There is enduring, suffering, and torturing.
Too many happened then.
Always tell your wife those 3 little important words. You're right, dear. And there's 2 secrets. There's 2 secrets for a long-lasting wedding. And that is a good sense of humour and a short memory. Caz is a lovely person. She deserves a good husband. Thank God you married her before she could find one. Seriously though, I mean, Caz is, she's warm, she's caring, she's loving. She's smart, she's funny.
You've got to marry somebody else who we don't know. He's been married twice.
You're right, wrong wedding.
Yeah, thanks for that.
And Caz, you've got Stu. That's it. Seriously though, on a more sincere note, I would just like to say, and take this opportunity, to say, I'm sure you'll all agree, that Stu and Caz make a great couple. Not only are they great friends, but also make well as a husband and wife. And I know they'll make lovely parents. The end. I wish them all the best for the actual future of a new chapter in their life. And ladies and gentlemen, will you please be upstanding and raise a toast to the new Mr. and Mrs. Darby.
Mr.
Cheers.
All the very best.
Well done, Andy.
Yeah, I'm glad that's over.
Thank you, Stu.
All right.
You want to hear this one?
My mother won't slate me like that. You try and stop it.
He doesn't, but he's going to. I've asked for all the toilets to be closed because I've got a sister-in-law over here who said when you get to your feet I'll be in the toilet. But you can't because the toilets are locked now, Alison. Because you travel 200 miles with something illegal in the car. I won't mention it, so I won't. Friends and relatives, it's just absolutely wonderful that Keith and I are sharing this today. We knew that they were going to get married. We just didn't know it was going to be in our lifetime. These have taken so long to go in at the deep end, but thankfully today we have. I'm amazed that we're not sitting at the side of a swimming pool or on the water side somewhere, because these 2 are water babies. And I'm sure if you lift Carol's dress later on, you might just see wet feet, because they're
Get your wet wipes pen.
Those of you who weren't around when they were only like 6 and 7 and 8, they were in the same swimming club together. Was this an age where the pulling of tongues was all that they did? Carol hated boys. Stuart only liked insects.
Things change.
Thankfully that changed over the years. And at the age of, I think 18 or 19, they met up again doing their life-saving certificate. And I think Stuart asked for a change with somebody because he wanted to save the life of the young blonde that had just walked onto the poolside. They finished their life-saving certificate and they fell in love. And after moving into their new home, they've now found time to take up aqua diving, and I hear that they've just acquired certificates for that. And now they can go and enjoy deep water. Carol, it's traditional to welcome you to our family, but we feel that you've always been with us. But officially, welcome to our family. You are kind, thoughtful, I was going to say quiet and peaceful. Quiet you were until you relaxed with us. Peaceful you still are. Quiet you are most certainly not. Part of our family, thankfully now you are. There have been times when I've wanted to smack Carol with a wet dishcloth. When she'd come in, as Keith and I would be eating our tea and they'd be getting ready to go out, and Miss Slinky, size 8, would come in and twirl and say, "Does my bum look big enough?" And things like, "I'll never be size 8 again."
She's going into a size 6.
You don't know the horror of saying that. "I'll never be size 14 again." Now, Stuart's Celtic leanings have been blamed upon me, his mum, calling him James Stuart, after the Royal House of Scotland. And the only true Scot here is Bess here. And she can vouch for the fact that I've spelt his name correctly,
Yes.
and it's for the Royal House of Scotland. But there's a story here. After Stuart was born, one of the neighbours asked my mother, "What have they called the baby?" And she was busy and quickly passed. She said, "Oh, I'm not too sure, but it's after a cowboy."
Still a cowboy.
Cowboy cuts my hair.
A neighbour later told me she thought I'd call the baby John Wayne. Only those of you as old as me or older will remember James Stewart the cowboy. I'm supposed to give you serious bits of advice. This is as serious as it gets, Carol.
Give them to her. I don't remember them.
Just remember, Carol, that husbands are like campfires, and they go out if left unattended. That's as serious as I get. And this is not advice, this is Stuart. This is something that your father will confirm, something all the married ladies here already know. And it's this: no matter who starts it, no matter in which order it takes place, the fact is, Stu, the woman will always have the last word.
Correct.
Alison, you can go to the toilet.
But don't be there too long. Finally, a couple of cards. Now, I know everyone's brought a card, but I'm going to read out 5, so you have been a selected few. Carol and Stu, I hope you last forever. I will miss you loads, Stu. Love, Michael Barrymore. Everyone thinks that. Friends in high places. Stu and Caz, or Mr. and Mrs. Derby, congratulations. This is the first day of the rest of your wife.
Who's that from?
Wife.
Oh, it's for him? You gotta read your own card, don't play out.
It's about time too. Love and best wishes from your future happiness. Love you both, Auntie Al, Uncle Rog, Lisa, Jane, Sarah and Leon. Dear Carol and Stu, I hope you have a great day and life together. Sorry I can't be with you. Lots of love. Cheers from Oz. Love, Paul. Bless you. Stu and Caz, smile. It's the second best thing you do with your mouth.